Hey, hey, Sanford here. You know, about 3.5, 4 years ago, I almost gave all of this away. I almost gave up the cheerleading world, the world that had introduced me to so many people, the world that allowed me to travel even more so than I was when I was in the entertainment industry. I didn't travel as much as I did when I was in the cheerleading world. My skills grew so much when I became a cheerleader. My creativity grew. My passion for people grew. And as I said, I almost gave it all up. Why? Because my habits, particularly my, I don't like this word, but I'll say it anyway, my bad habits, they really got in the way of my extraordinary potential, my greatest self. And it took so much for me to finally turn myself around and start to work back into my passion again, my qua, that place where time just stands still and I'm giving and I'm being creative and I'm showing people everything that I've learned over the years. Which brings me to my point. Six times, I watched this young lady do this front walkover with the worst technique. And I asked her, I said, did I teach you how to do your front walkover that way? She said, no. I said, okay, well, so why are you doing it that way? I don't know. This was her words. I don't know. Huh. Now, this doesn't make her bad or good, okay? So we just need to get off this little kick. I'm not doing the videos to make people bad or good. I don't go and look at other mentors and other great speakers and other people that want to add value to the world so I can feel bad about myself. I go and I look at them because I want their experiences. I want their insight, their knowledge, their wisdom, their inspiration. So I'm not saying this to talk down about that young lady. I'm just saying she doesn't know. Why doesn't she know? Because one, is not important to her. Two, she may not recognize the proper position in her body. Three, she may need it explained to her another way. Four, perhaps, and this is what I believe for most people, they're afraid to risk. Risk doing it a particular way, being a particular way, making changes in their lives. Now, change is not easy. And again, change is not, because you refuse to change or you don't change doesn't make you a bad person. Change is hard in the beginning. I heard this little quote. It said, change is hard in the beginning, messy in the middle, and beautiful on the end outcomes. And I believe that. So for me, I had so many habits that I had grew up with over the years from being bullied when I was a kid. You know, I was bullied so much that I had pushed that so far down in my subconscious that I'd forgotten some of it. You know, but now that I've been on this journey and started making these changes in my life and shifting, becoming more conscious, and getting back on my path, back into my flow, back into my qua, I'm starting to recognize that those were things that needed to happen to me so I could come out on the other side, on the beautiful side of making those changes. But I had to go through the mess. So when I was being bullied, I had people push me around, call me names. They called me nigga. I don't know how many times. Okay, and I had to deal with this. You know, I had people push my face down into the grass. They made me walk through dog poo. You know, there are people that used to chase me home with knives. You know, all these sort of little things. You know, and when I say little, they were a part of my world. And so I started to distrust people. I started to isolate myself. And the only thing that really mattered to me was my immediate family. And that at the time was my dad, my mom, and my two sisters. My mom and dad later on separated. And then it was my mom and my two sisters. And then my grandmothers came more into the picture. And so it was about them. And then when I was 8 years old, my mom died. And so then it was all about my sisters and my grandmothers. And then we all started growing up. Then it became just about my sisters. So I really didn't want to trust people. I really didn't want to give them any love or any time where they could steal that from me and use that against me. And it closed a lot of doors in my life. It closed a lot of doors in my life and made me very suspicious. Now, also, when I was in relationships as I got older, because, you know, this face here didn't attract a lot of women when I was younger. You know, they used to go, oh, he's so cute. Oh, you know, you like my brother. You know, those sort of things that really dig at your heart. Okay. But then as I got older, it was probably 17 that I had my first real relationship with any, you know, substance. And I was so full of mistrust that I didn't just want to be with her. I wanted another girl as well. And so I had a few girls, and I juggled girls all through my high school days and into my college days. And that was a habit that I built. Now, of course, you know, you can call me whatever you want to call me, you know, player, you know, whatever names. I don't know all the names because I'm not a big label person. But these were habits that I built up over the years. And so this is what I want to talk about within yourself. What are the habits that you've built up over the years? You can't just get over them. And in order to practice, in order to be able to grow, in order to be able to shift those habits, you need people. And for me, I didn't have a lot of mentors. I didn't have people to keep me accountable. And still today, I don't have a lot of people to keep me accountable, not because they're not there, but I believe people are afraid to keep people accountable these days. And why are they afraid? Because the person that they're keeping accountable may say to them, how are you being accountable? How can I help you be accountable? And that's it. Helping to keep each other accountable. It's like, you know, you see someone out on the street jogging, okay? And you may say, oh, you know, I really should start jogging. They're just there as a simple reminder. You see in someone, say you may be walking down the street or something, you smell these beautiful aromas and fragrances coming out of someone's house because they're cooking such great meals. You go, oh, I should really get back to cooking. Yes, you could. It's simply a reminder to really step into that part of yourself that you've been ignoring, that you've been pushing down for so long, that you've been in these bad habits of going out to these fast food restaurants and eating all this junk food, or perhaps with the fitness. You're not be doing your fitness because it hurts to get up in the morning and there's no one there to keep you accountable. You make all kinds of excuses. You say, oh, well, I did something last year. You know, last year ain't now. All right. So in order to make these changes, we have to have people to keep us accountable. That does not make you a bad person. It just makes you a person that starts to know that we are all connected and we need people for those connections. People always ask me, Sanford, why do you do what you do? Why do you work with youth? Why do you mentor youth? Why do you coach youth? Because it was in my youth that these habits started. You know, when I go into schools and I talk to them about my programs that I offer, a lot of times, you know, I'd probably say if I go into 10 schools, probably 8 out of 10 schools go, oh, we have a program like the program that you offer. And I said, so you're telling me you have a program like I offer, or similar to what I offer, with me as the mentor, as the coach. People that have my experiences, being bullied from being very young, being chased with knives from being losing my mom at 8 years old, being homeless, you know, being in several relationships all at once. People that are there willing to be humbled, people that are there to talk about their flaws, people that are there to talk about their mistakes, people there that want to be transparent with those students. You have teachers like that? Let me see them. Let me see them. I'm not saying the teachers they have don't have experiences, but schools prepare people for work. I prepare people for life. That's what I do. That's my gift. That's my joy. That's my experience. So 6 times this athlete did this technique. Even though I gave her a few notes along the way, she still did the same poor technique. 6 times. 6 times. How many times does it take for us to change a habit? I can guarantee you it's going to take longer if we do not have people to help keep us accountable. Get mentors in your life. Get people your husband, your wife, your partner, your friends to help keep you accountable to those things that you know and you say that you want to do, and they're constantly calling to you to do them, but you keep ignoring them because you keep pushing it so far down. If you don't allow yourself to step into your extraordinary potential, you will leave this life full of regrets. And what are some of the things that we can't get back? Well, one of the most major things is we can't get our time back. You know, you can make mistakes. You can apologize. You can make up for those things. You can fall down and you can get back up. What's that expression? Les Brown, if you fall down, make sure you fall down on your back, because at least if you look up, you can still see the stars. I love that. I love that. Okay? So you may make the same mistake 6 times, but I guarantee you, if you get mentors in your life, your technique will get better the 7th time. If you allow yourself to start something, if you allow yourself to start and let it be messy in the middle, on the end of that, the beauty will shine through. If you allow yourself to know, this is what I used to be like. I want to be something or someone different. I need mentors. I need people to help keep me accountable. And look, don't be afraid to ask for what you want. You have a mouth, you have eyes, you have ears, you have all these senses. Your senses know exactly what you want. Simply go outside. Go outside in the morning and just stand there in your yard and allow all your senses to turn on and heighten them. Look as far as you possibly can with your eyes. That's how far and further you can go. Listen with your ears at the beautiful sounds all around you. Take in the beautiful fragrances of the morning dew. Drink water, first thing. Really cleanse your taste buds. And feel the breeze, feel the sun. You are a sense creature. Let all your senses come to life. I guarantee if you let all your senses come to life, you'll start to tap into your extraordinary potential. You'll start to tap in and you'll start to bring people in your life who will help you live extraordinary. Thank you guys very much for listening. That's all I got to say for you today. And I hope to see you again real soon. Now, I'm going to be shooting videos. I'll shoot them sporadically throughout the week. But mainly on Sundays and on Mondays, I'll be shooting videos for sure, for definite. So always keep an eye out here. And make sure you share this with your friends. Put your comments below on any of the topics that I talked about today. Thank you guys very much for listening. And as always, love your mission. Peace!